In our last episode, we talked about how caudal provisions are the purest, rawest form of the law. It is how the law was written down by Congress, by the Supreme Court, and passed down to us, the learners of the law. Kung mali ang basa mo sa caudal, kapatid, chances are mali na o kulang na ang iyong pag-unawa sa ating batas. So tonight, kapatid, ayudahan natin yan. Here's how to better understand caudal provisions. All of this and more coming right up. This episode is brought to you in part by Ocho, 101 practice problems for lost law students and bar takers. It's a digital workbook designed to meet the bar syllabus. All of the problems are discussed in great detail. You can use it as a series of mock bars with discussions, or you can develop the almighty, all-powerful question-a-day habit where you sit down to answer one bar problem each night before you go to sleep. Pagkatapos mo itong sagutan, mababasa mo hindi lang kung ano ang tamang sagot, kundi paano ka rin makakarating sa tamang sagot. If you are a current law student, you can get a copy and answer the problems as part of your review for your midterms and final exams. Hihintayin mo pa ba, kapatid, na bumagsak ka sa exam mo dahil tama man ang iyong alam, ay hindi mo naman ito maisusulat sa paraan na gusto ng iyong mga professor. Here you learn how to craft hyper-responsive answers, how professors trick us into the wrong answers, and what they're looking for in our essays. Grab your copy of Ocho, 101 practice problems for lost law students and bar takers through the links in the description box below. Hi, my name is Lex and welcome to Lex in Motion. In this channel, I'll be helping you build your competence, confidence, and capability in law school. Start today by hitting the subscribe button below. New episodes are posted every Friday. Tip number 1, read slowly. Read your caudal provisions slowly. I know it sounds counterintuitive, kapatid. Alam ko ding mabagal ka nang magbasa, as is where is. Alam ko ding naniniwala ka na wala ka nang ibabagal pa sa iyong pagbabasa. Ay, narito naman ako at nagpapayo na bagalan mo pa ang basa mo sa caudal provisions. But please, hear me out. The law demands precision, kapatid. And as is often the case, we become imprecise when we fail to understand the full import of the caudal provisions. By reading slowly, I mean that you should read the caudal provision for what it is. It is very, very tempting to gloss over the entire block of text of the caudal, especially with the rules of court. But there is wisdom in the caudal and you should read it slowly. Read each sentence carefully. Read and savor each line. Pause when you see commas. Stop when you see periods. Pay close attention to what you are reading. When you see conjunctions such as and or, stop and appreciate their meaning. When you see the words may and shall, stop and determine whether the caudal means the rule or process is mandatory or whether it is optional. I hope I am making sense so far. Tip number 2, classify each caudal provision into a definition, rule, process, or presumption. Often, each sentence of a caudal provision will fall into its own category. Stop after each sentence and classify what you have just read. A caudal provision is classified as a definition if it tells us what a particular concept means. Definitions, as our professors have told us, are provisions that require memory work. They are low-hanging fruits and count as easy points in recitations, quizzes, and exams. Caudal provisions may define a concept by giving us what it really means. Sometimes you will encounter a definition by enumeration. Ito ang bahagi ng batas na nagtuturo sa atin kung ano ang isang bagay sa pamamagitan ng paglilista ng mga bagay-bagay na pasok dito. A caudal provision is classified as a rule if it tells us what is allowed and disallowed in between two particular points. A caudal provision is classified as a process, on the other hand, if it tells us how to move from point A to point B. Most of the caudal provisions you will encounter are either rules or processes. Finally, a caudal provision is classified as a presumption when it gives us a statement that is provisionally true. They fall into two categories: conclusive presumptions and disputable presumptions. Conclusive presumptions are those statements that are deemed true without need of further proof. Disputable presumptions, on the other hand, are those that are up to debate, that in the absence of proof to the contrary, then the law presumes that such fact, event, or statement is true. As you read each statement, stop and classify the caudal provision. This is one way of interacting with your materials and one way to keep you thinking. Kung kasi tayo ay nag-iisip habang nagbabasa, hindi tayo nagiging zombies lang na nagpapadaan lang ng mga letters sa ating mga mata. This will also help you avoid your tendency to gloss over whatever it is you are reading. Tip number 3, read with intention, read with attention, read with the desire to know and understand the law. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, the law demands precision and that precision begins with reading with intention and attention. Reading with intention means you are reading for the purpose of understanding the law. Walang gagamot sa sarili mong kamangmangan, kapatid, kundi ang iyong sarili. Huwag na huwag mong iaasa sa professor mong pumapasok lang para lang ipamukha sa inyo na wala kayong alam. Magbasa ka ng caudal provisions, kapatid. Kaakibat ang nasa na gusto mong matuto. Hindi ba't ito yung pangarap mula nung kinder ka pa lang? Abay, ilaban mo naman. Tip number 4, correlate the caudal provisions with what you have learned, what you have understood, and whatever it is that you do not yet know. The learning of the law should be a cumulative process. Hindi pwedeng disposable lang yung nalalaman na sa pagwawakas ng iyong semester ay parang nawawalis lahat ng iyong alam. Hindi pwedeng sumpungin ka ng amnesia sa bawat semester na dadaan. Cross-referencing and correlating what you are reading with what you have previously learned is an effective way of reinforcing what you have previously learned. The more that a particular concept comes up, the more you are able to recall. Repetitions matter. Here's what I mean. Tuwing iyong mababasa ang phrase na when the judgment has become final and executory, huminto ka at isipin mo, ano nga ba ito? When does a judgment become final and executory? That phrase should trigger in your head the process of making a judgment final and executory. It happens after the lapse of the period within which an appeal may be perfected. It happens when the dispositive portion is entered into the book of judgments and a certificate of finality is issued in relation to a particular case. Alam mo din, kapatid, na ito ay matatagpuan sa Section 2 of Rule 36 of the 2019 Rules of Civil Procedure. Kung ikaw naman ay matatawag sa recitation at mababanggit mo ang citation sa iyong professor, ay biglang talino ang iyong dating. Iba din ang dating sa exam kung ang legal basis mo ay may tamang citation. By way of exception, kapag nabasa mo ang phrase na when a judgment has become final and executory, this should trigger in your head that there are certain cases that on the basis of their urgency or simplicity, where the decisions are immediately executory upon rendition. These are your actions on injunction, receivership, accounting, and support, among others. Hindi ko na ikukwento ngayon ito, kapatid, dahil matalino ako. Nakukwento ko ito ngayon dahil nung ako ay estudyante, ay malikot akong mag-isip at sa aking paulit-ulit na encounter sa phrase na judgment has become final and executory, ay yan mismo ang dumadaloy sa aking isip. If you correlate the law and what you've read, even if the result is not a precise citation but a vague recollection, you will eventually sound smarter than what you are right now. In fact, you can make that vague recollection precise by taking a minute to pull out your reference. Hindi ba't sa recitation ay tanda mo kung aling sulok siya ng libro matatagpuan, kahit hindi naman eksakto ang iyong naaalalang pahina. Correlating the law and cross-referencing caudal provisions should become a habit. It should become something mechanical for you. And I can tell you that it will serve you well in the months and years ahead. Finally, tip number 5, your actions determine your emotions. Read the caudal provisions for what they are. Appreciate the activity for what it means. Remember, kapatid, that not too long ago, ikaw gay tambay laang sa ating channel at nagmumuni-muni kung kakayanin mo na ikaw gay pumasok sa law school. Ngayon, andito ka na. As you read and remember caudal provisions, understand that this is one activity where you are truly trying to achieve your dreams, hopes, and aspirations. Sa iyong pagbuklat ng caudal provisions, ikaw ay literal na tumutupad ng pangarap. Isang pangarap na sa awa ng Diyos ay iyo ring makakamtan. Salamat kapatid kung inabot mo ang ending ng episode na to. Salamat kung sa ilang minutong nagdaan ikaw ay may natutunan. If you would like to see more content on how to build your capability in law school, please let me know by typing yes in the comments down below. Alam ko na simpleng yes lang ito kapatid, pero mahalaga ito sa amin. By typing yes in the comments, you are telling me and telling the team that what we do here is helpful. By typing yes in the comments, you are telling me and telling the team that an actual sentient human being watch this episode at may totoong tao ang nakinabang sa aming pinagpaguran. Thank you so much for watching. Like and share this episode for Good Law School Karma, and I will see you again next Friday.